Hello fiends and collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with another Lord of the Rings figure review. Today we're going to be having a look at the most grotesque figgy in the entire line. Slight trigger warning here, if you're an arachnophobe you may want to turn off and give this a little miss. As we're going to be taking a look at Shelob. I don't like spiders. Big boys like this? No. Not. Right, compose yourself, Mr. 1000. I don't know why I picked this one up, considering that fact. I don't know. I managed to find this for a really good price. So here we are. I will be opening it out of the packaging. That's a thing I'm doing, apparently. It's battered, it's dinged, it's yellowed, and there's a big crack. So we're going to be opening this up and taking a look at it, or at least attempting to. So, first and foremost, here we have it in the blister style packaging for Return of the King. Now, this was released in a multi-figure pack with Frodo and Sam. Basically the same figure. It might have even had some slight differences in paint application. Could be wrong. Answer on a postcard on that. This is the version we've got, the one in the blister card. Of course, you've got, just taking a look at the packaging first, the Lord of the Rings Return of the King logo there with characters on horseback. And then moving down, you've got that Middle-earth map, which is very much covered by that big old spider, of which is really curled up in that box, really utilising the space that's available. Super posable Shelob, and a nice bit of product photography. Of course, some like embossing there, really cool. And then on the back, really trying to avoid looking at this figure. So yeah, you've got the same sort of dealio at the top there. Super posable Shelob, and a little bit of a bio on the character. Nice bit of product photography again, and a drawn image of it. It also says unfold the posable arms for creepy fun if you're not an arachnophobe. Definitely could have done with a bit of a thing there, but Toybiz thought, no, yeah, let's just slap a big old spider in a big old box and make it look as realistic as possible. That's a wonderful idea. Continuing on the bottom, you've just got a bit of legal garb there. Nothing really to sing home about. And that is basically the packaging over and done with. So let's get this big old out of the box. And here we have the figure itself. Lovely. That's the review. Glad you enjoyed. No, we're not going to do that. Jesus, this thing is massive. Once you get all these legs uncoiled, the texture on this thing, I can also say, is absolutely grotesque.
She's a beautiful Sheila, actually. Show she fangs, sweetheart.
There's lots of lumps and bumps on the body. Just looks like a very old Spidey, and it's just very creepy and does me a concern, and yeah, definitely not one for an arachnophobe, that's for sure. So why I picked this up, I don't know, but I'm here because we're gonna power through and do the thing, show you the toy, because it's just a toy, it's not a real spider, even though it looks like it. Which is, you know, a bit of a good testament to Toybiz, because they did make this thing look very realistic. Very impressive for the time, particularly packing it into, you know, a box like this. Does have to be commended to them, but just looking at some of the details, you've got the head just there, which is very nice, or rather the face of the spider.
Has she got a set of fangs on her or what?
Little, is it mandibles that you call them? Then you've got his little maw, his little mouth just there. And the underbelly, which is very detail. And of course then you've got the big old butt venom stabby things at the back there.
This fellow ain't dead. Not dead. She jabs him with her stinger, and he goes as limp as a boned fish. Then she has her way with them. That's how she likes to feed. Fresh blood.
Which is quite cool. Just looking around the butt, not too much paint application. There's a lot of dry brushing going on with this, just to make it look old and weathered and creepy crawly. Ugh. Yeah, I think a lot of kids back in the day would have really had some fun if they had any siblings. Because this thing, like I said, really, really realistic. It is definitely one not for arachnophobes. So, but you know, I think I'm doing a lot better than, you know, when I first initially opened this up from receiving this in the mail. And also the start of this video, but oh good grief. Very, very grotesque figgy. Just huge. Like, look, that's I don't know why I did that. That's the size of my head almost, in terms of its leg span. It's like a face hugger almost. Oh, also, when I open this figure up, the leg does seem to have a tendency to pop off. It was loose in the box, so I might need to boil and pop this potentially to make it sit in a bit better. That's one of the common things about this figure when you're buying it second hand, particularly loose, is the legs do seem to either be missing or broken. So that's just one thing to bear in mind if you are buying this second hand. But besides that, there's no accessories with this thing. It probably would have made sense if they included the webbed up Frodo with this guy, but instead they packed that in with an Orc, which is actually one of the more harder figures to come by, and one that's been the most spenniest for me to pick up. But I did manage to find one for a relatively good deal, so I will review that potentially at some point. But yeah, kind of interesting that they didn't include any accessories with this, but that's fine, considering the sheer size of this thing.
She's a beautiful girl, all right.
So yeah, very, very cool. In terms of, I'm just going to leave this leg off. In terms of the articulation, she's got swivels in these arms here, hinges as well, and then there's also a hinge just here, so you can get some real posability, like she's scratching her eye like she does in the film, if I remember. So same on this arm as well. In terms of the articulation on the actual legs themselves, there's a lot. The inside parts have swivel on hinges, so you can sort of pose them a bit, and then there's like hinges on the top part, a hinge here, a hinge there, and really all the articulation that you could want with a big old spider like this. I'm not sure what else they could have included. It would have been nice maybe, like I said, if they included the webbed up Frodo. Maybe even, I don't know, some string. So you could maybe have this dangling from places. Or a way to like hang it off your shelf. It doesn't really matter that it doesn't come with any accessories just because this is a very big figgy. It's really well detailed and sculpted. You know, it's a bit basic in terms of its paint application, but super effective. I really do quite like this one, as disturbed by it as I have been, but that's something you've really just got to commend Toybiz for. So that pretty much does it for this review. Let me know if you made it this far, or let me know if you had this back in the day. And well, this is me, Daniel East 1000, signing out. Thank you very much for watching.
Snark.